Hello and welcome back to Comeback Marnius. Today I'm going to be looking at the Mechromancer, a new class added to Borderlands 2 via DLC. If you pre-ordered the game in advance, then you'll be getting this class for free. If not, you can buy it for $7.99 on Steam or the PlayStation Network, or for 800 Microsoft points. There's going to be links in the description to find that, and there's also going to be a link to the class skill tree calculator if you want to take a look at that as well. This DLC has kind of taken me by surprise. Originally Gearbox said that this would come out anywhere between 30 to 90 days after the game released, and this has actually come out 22 days after release. They even scheduled an initial release date for the 16th of October, and it's come out well before that. To further confuse people, they released the talent points no more than 2 days ago, and then they released it yesterday. So to say this has come out quickly is an understatement. This is a first for Borderlands, actually implementing a new class into the game. Obviously this kind of brings a lot of balancing issues, and I have to admit after playing it for an hour and a half, there are some concerns, as you'll probably notice quite quickly from watching the video. But when looking at the talent tree, I was going, okay, yeah, this all seems pretty cool, seems fairly balanced, there's some ideas and talents that they've taken from other trees, and that's all good and well. But I had in my mind, with a pet class which kind of tanks and deals damage for you, typically more often than not they start out quite weak, and it's through talents and better gear that the pet improves. This doesn't seem to be the case with Deathtrap. He seems to already be quite powerful and seems to just scale with level, and obviously there are skills and talent points which improve his, his strength or his health and what have you. During my hour and a half playthrough he never died. There is also some ridiculous footage later on where I actually let him solo a boss. And when you've got an ability which is on a minute cooldown, which is, pretty similar to a lot of the other class abilities that are in Borderlands 2, there are implications for, well, is this class overpowered? Is this kind of a cash grab? Is this like a pay-to-win class, really? Is this like a casual class for, the people who are wanting to spend that amount of money to have an easier experience in playing the game? And although I had some moments of frustration in Borderlands 2, it's not the hardest game in the world. I think they've certainly ramped up the difficulty from the first game, but it seems to be a little bit of a joke with Deathtrap. Now, when you take into account that he's got a relatively short cooldown, he's up for a long amount of time, he has a large amount of health, he hits for a lot, he can even hit mobs in the air, and all of these things can actually be improved further by talents. And I'm talking about bigger health, more melee damage. There are also a lot of talent points in there which will actually give him additional skills, stuff like a laser beam and an AoE explosion, a bit like the turret Axton can do. There's also a talent at the end of one of the talent trees which gives you a replica of the shield that you have in your character to him as well. He will make all fire, well, not all fire, but most of the people firing at you go to him as well. I start getting into the habit of just actually summoning Deathtrap, going in, picking up the quest item I need, or looting all the chests, or whatever it happens that I want to do, and I'll just let him do his thing, because it got to the point that I was so confident that he had enough health and he did enough damage within the time he gets. He seems to be more than happy to just go around rampantly killing everything for you. It does concern me a little bit, because to the point where I'm starting to go, well, maybe should I re-roll here? Should I switch from my Gunzerker to a Mechromancer? And it's annoying because it kind of cheapens your experience of Borderlands 2, particularly when a class is seemingly so much more overpowered than the original 4 classes that they've balanced the game around. Now, there are interviews, which are only about a month ago or so, where I've seen Gearbox kind of going, oh yeah, well, this talent tree, we've kind of very much, aimed for, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your grandpa, your granny, your mum, your dad. If they've never played an FPS before, they can, they can pick this. They were talking about a skill tree at the time, but I think you can probably generalise that to the class as a whole. If they've never played a game before, this is the perfect class for them. I was kind of going, yeah, that's great. I have nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm not really a fan of casual gaming per se, but I'm still all for people playing video games as an idea. I would love if more people play video games as much as I did. But if it's to the point where there's no skill required in a class, questions have to be raised, I think. There's a talent point you can get really on, which is stuff like if you miss a shot, that it can ricochet and hit a mob. And it's kind of like, well, you're rewarding people for being bad at the game. Now, this entire video might be completely discredited in a week or a month's time, and they might balance this, they might patch it, they might make changes to it. There might be an outcry from players saying, you know, similar thing to what I'm saying, that this class is just simply overpowered. But if there isn't, then what's that saying about the game? And like I was saying earlier, is this then maybe a kind of pay-to-win class? Now, the counter-argument, you go, well, if you've pre-ordered, you get this for free, so what are you whining about, Ristique? You're getting a great class for free, and time has been put into this. And I go, yeah, sure, okay, that's great, but what I'm talking about here is for the people who might not be in that situation, or might be thinking about buying this DLC, or they're not sure whether they should get it or not, or whether it's any good or anything. And I might find that later on in the game, or maybe in Vault Hunter mode, with particular talents, it kind of balances out. But from what I've seen so far, yeah, I'm a little bit concerned. Anyway, these are just my thoughts and opinions so far on the Mechromancer class DLC. They might change over time. Like I was saying, class itself might change vastly. If you agreed or disagreed with this video, or you have thoughts or concerns, or you had a very different experience from playing the class, please hop onto the comment section. I do read every comment on every one of my videos. If you like this, please like, favourite and subscribe to the video, and I might even do more videos of this sort if it's popular and people liked it. There's a lot of new games coming out soon, so there's going to be plenty of more videos coming up on my channel. So I'll see you again soon. Bye!